I'm Adora Mofor, and welcome to Living a Creative Life. Fall is upon us, which means Halloween and everything fun. Today, we learn about the ancient body art of henna.
Art is not art to me if it's not free.
We walk through a pumpkin wonderland.
You know what I love about what we do? It brings memories.
We hear about some ghosts that haunt parts of Inglewood.
This is one of the most haunted places in Calgary.
And we fight zombies in our own backyard.
Basically, your single goal is to survive.
This and more on Living a Creative Life. September 30th, we were observing our very first national TRC holiday. Truth and Reconciliation Commission is such an important thing in Canada and beyond. I think that is just an honor that folks get to talk about their healing and that Canada is beginning to do something to make some change. Let's check out what's fresh on the socials. Jack Bar Art asks, why is a raven like a writing desk? Famos Art tells us that survey tape means change is coming. Joshua Hoiberg Tattoos shows off his Spinosaurus made with the Pixelogic ZBrush. Have you seen henna painted on somebody's hands, feet, or skin before? Isn't it beautiful? We met up with local henna artist Seema, who teaches us about the creative finesse behind this ancient body art.
I have a very personal take on the art form itself. Not only, as the name suggests, carefully crafted henna, so the craft of the making of the actual paste is intricate process as it is. And then we go to the designs of it, which can come from different cultures, can have different meanings or not. Could just be a meditative practice. So it means many things to me.
Is there a type of henna that you feel you are more connected to than another?
So yeah, absolutely. There are a million ways to practice this art form. So as a meditative healing art form to having a relaxing effect. For me, I'm a very authentic person, so I want to go back to the authentic sources. And then as the process evolves, when I'm working on somebody or with somebody, I think it's a very intimate process. You're in a very close proximity, you're in a personal space. We start talking about feelings, we start talking about healing, we do it all.
Yes.
And I think it's an exchange of energies, to be very honest. I developed my own clientele in Calgary. The people who are coming to me are not necessarily looking for that bridal henna or that party that they have to go to and they have to have this. They're coming to me purposefully. I got laid off. I went through a loss. I'm doing henna crowns for cancer patients. I'm doing baby bumps. I just did one yesterday. Definitely, I believe in energy and I feel that the energy you give out is what you attract. So I am attracting the kind of people who want the healing aspect, who want, other than just, oh, this looks pretty, they want a little bit more. The henna business, by the way, has definitely really, really helped my self-confidence, my self-esteem. And I tell this to my clients who are struggling with that. And I tell them, when you wear a piece of art that becomes a conversation piece, when people are wondering what is it that you're doing that they don't know about, all of a sudden you get this confidence boost, this, oh, I've got something special.
We've all seen a beautiful holiday light display. And don't get me wrong, they're lovely. But what about a huge Halloween art installation made of thousands of pumpkins carved by dozens of local artists? Let's check out Pumpkins After Dark. How is it that you got started doing all of this? Look at all of this.
Well, we've been in the haunted industry for over 20 years.
It's the haunted industry. Okay.
We have. We've started haunted houses in Calgary, Vancouver, Saudi Arabia. People know about us, and we had a partner or a person in Ontario that wanted to expand and contacted us, and we became partners.
Here on Living a Creative Life, we've been talking about creativity through pandemic. So I really want you to let me know if there were any challenges.
Over the past year, it's been very challenging. Everything from getting employees, getting them in a safe environment to work, ordering materials. It takes months and months of planning. We've already bought them for next year. And all of this is going on while we're going, we don't know if we're going to be able to open.
But let's talk about creating space for artists. Like you said, it was a little bit difficult during COVID, but you have many types of artists. So what is that experience like?
We're hoping that on the success of this, that we will get a shop in Calgary to build even more locally. And we have many projects to start building on, pulling from many different types of artists again, carvers, carpenters, graphic designers, all of that. Yeah, there's a lot to do, and we're hoping that we can afford to get a shop to keep this momentum going.
Mike, this is such a beautiful space. And I know that lots of people have been up here for like Olympics or sports, but take me on like a little walk through what we're entering into here as we walk up.
So this area right here, it's Africa is what we call it.
Oh.
And there's tigers and zebras and giraffes. And then this whole show, now you see we're coming into an area that it's a dragon. When you turn a corner, it's a different piece. We have some theming, but there's animals, there's art, there's pop culture. You know, you walk through this amazing tunnel that has lights coming at you from all different angles. You know what I love about what we do? It brings memories. And people, it'll be an annual thing through our other businesses like Screamfest. People grow up going to that kind of event. People will grow up coming to this event, and we will add to it. But I'm hoping we just get a good October to give people a good time before winter comes.
The community of Inglewood is the oldest part of Calgary. So much history has happened there. A few generations of souls have passed through there, and it sounds like some of them might have stuck around. We take a walk with Joanna from Calgary Ghost Walks to find out more.
This is one of the most haunted places in Calgary. So if you want to do ghost stories, this is the place to start.
So we're here at Dean House. What do the ghosts do over here?
On the second floor, there was a little boy, and somebody pushed him to the side, yes, and he fell over the edge.
Oh no.
He is the one that you will find when you're walking upstairs. He will push you to the side. He doesn't want you to get hurt. He'll push you.
How does it feel to be a creative who is able to connect people with right now and the past?
I love when somebody goes, oh my gosh, I did not know that. That makes my heart happy, because we get that when people be like, oh, I took this tour and I need to know more. So yeah, we kind of give them what they need as the basics, and they can go from there.
Does anything happen around here?
Of course, why else would we stop?
Okay, but nothing's happening tonight, right?
I can't guarantee it.
Listen! I know, okay.
There was a little boy. His name was Donnie.
Donnie.
Yes, and he was playing up in the field behind us. And little Donnie was playing with a friend, and a gentleman came and said, hey, I've got some cash. I've got some money. I've got some toys. Do you want to come play?
Okay.
He said no. He was told not to talk to strangers.
Good
so
Donnie.
only a couple of weeks later, the gentleman came back and he said, hey, remember me? And Donnie this time said, yes, you were here. And so Donnie went, and the gentleman brought him down underneath the bridge, and he stabbed him between 17 and 29 times.
Oh no.
We were doing a medium walk. We're
Okay.
bringing a psychic out with us.
Right.
And she brought her little guy, and he's like, hey, hey, hey. We're under the bridge, and he's like, hey, can I talk to you? And Mom's ignoring him, and I'm like, okay, Cody, I need to, like, what's going on? He goes, there's a little boy, and I need to talk to him.
I'm gonna say tell me something scary about this house, but I know that that's what you're gonna do regardless of what I say.
And this was bought by Mr. Cross. Mr. Cross was one of the big four. He was part of the Stampede, part of the Calgary Brewing Company across the road.
Okay.
Mrs. Cross and Mary, Mary Dover, she used to sit in the front window and they would sit out there and wait for Mr. Cross to come home. And so yes, lots of times people see her up in the window just waiting for her husband to come home.
What happens on All Hallows Eve?
We get lots of people that are really into the stories, and that's what we're into. We want to share the history.
Dead Matter, designed by Calgary's own QI Software, is a post-apocalyptic themed game where you must survive zombie attacks. What's unique about this is that the game features landscapes that all of us as Calgarians are familiar with.
In Dead Matter, you play as a survivor in a post-apocalyptic Alberta. Basically, your single goal is to survive, and that is pretty much the game in a nutshell. The game has different objectives. Its objective is to immerse yourself in the character that you're playing as. It is supposed to make you feel connected to your character. You are essentially meant to just assume the role of a survivor in the world and see how long you end up making it for, using whatever tools that you can essentially leverage to extend your time alive.
You did talk about located in Alberta. How did you decide to create with your hometown in mind?
It was because there was a lot of inspiration driving through the mountains, driving to Vancouver. You know, there were stretches of the road where there was quite literally nobody there for 30 minutes, and I kind of wondered, like, hey, what if the world completely got turned upside down while I'm out here driving alone to Vancouver? And that was a big part of the inspiration. I'd say 50% wondering what would happen if the zombie apocalypse happened in real life, / if I was stuck in the middle of nowhere, and then the other 50%, just go look at the mountains, and they're beautiful.
How does it feel to know that you are creating these types of things, that there are people that support you, and what does it mean to you to be able to live creatively?
It feels really awesome when I see a lot of the support that we get. You know, we just had some guys out at the Calgary International Film Festival. We had a lot of fans come out and say, like, yeah, you know, this is so awesome. And there were even a couple of people that didn't back the game, but they still came out and they were like, you know, I'm super excited for when this releases. And it was really awesome having all of those guys come out and be supportive, and it feels like confirmation that we're at least doing the right thing here, and we want to give back. Like, we are doing like a food bank donation drive right now in the office. We even have a few kind of interns from some of the local schools, and we really kind of believe in giving back. If I could add one last thing.
Of course.
I think that from what I've heard from a lot of people that are maybe wanting to start a company like this in town, or they want to work in tech, or they want to work in a creative industry, and they're in Calgary, I think that there's a lot of a mentality of leave the city, go to Vancouver. If you are one of those people that wants to work in tech or work in some sort of industry that may not be fully kind of established here as much as it is in other major cities, I say stay. Like, keep that stuff here, and don't listen to the people that have said to me a million times, you know, Calgary is a city for the old, not the young. Stop brain draining our city.
Thank you for joining us today for such a fun episode. If you have a project, story, or example of living creatively, please share to submissions@calgaryartsdevelopment.com or post with the hashtag YYCLCL. See you next time for more on Living a Creative Life.